we get the tag team turmoil match, and this is where things really took a turn for the worst. We start off with the Viking Raiders, so, I wrote here in my notes, so we'll finally have a match of meaning with the Viking Raiders. But, boy, did I not know where we were going. We start off with the B team versus the Viking Raiders, so you know how that went. The Viking Raiders win handily. Then, next are the OC, Gallows and Anderson. And all four guys are beating the hell out of each other. Gallows and Anderson are coming in fired up. They're beating Eric and Ivar all over the place. They're going back and forth. They're like it's like a tornado tag almost, because there's, as the two guys are fighting in the ring, you have two other guys fighting outside the ring, or all four fighting in the ring at once. So it was kind of fun until things got out of hand, and the referee double disqualifies them to eliminate both teams. I don't know. I feel like that fucking meme from Malcolm in the Middle with Dewey. I expect nothing, and I'm still disappointed. How? Who? Why? Why? Why are we going to have a double disqualification just to avoid someone having to take a pin? And this is what WWE gets so stuck in, that they have to, that the Viking Raiders, they haven't had a loss on the main roster yet. So they're focused on protecting them, which is great in theory. But when you do this in order to protect them, then it puts them on the, in purgatory almost. They're not good enough that you want them to be tag team champions, but you also don't want them to lose. So then it comes into this just middle ground, where you have to book yourself into a corner and find a way out of matches like this. I say go big or go home, man. Like, if you want to push the Viking Raiders, have them win the fucking match. If you don't want them to be in the tag team title match, let them lose. You could have had them go through a few teams and then Gallows and Anderson take them out, or whoever takes them out, and still make them look good in the process. But you go too far with trying to protect people that you realistically have shown no sign that you have any interest in doing anything with. The Viking Raiders have done nothing but have squash matches. They've had no in-depth anything. They've had no big matches, and this was really their biggest chance to make an impact. Even if you end up losing, if they could have had a good showing and run through 5 teams or something, then you could have had something there. But instead, you're so focused on not having them take a loss that you have to book around that and then come to this stupid double disqualification finish. Absolutely lame. Lame as hell. So now the next two teams come in. We get Roode and Ziggler against the Lucha Bros, or the Lucha Brothers, or whatever. I don't want to get them confused for Pentagon and Phoenix. Ziggler quickly eliminates one of them with the super kick. There you go. Then the Revival come out. And we have the Revival, who are an established team, and for many years have been paired together and put on tag team clinics. But yet, here they are, and they lose to the not tag team of Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, as Roode pins Dawson with a glorious DDT. Cool. Next we had Hawkins and Ryder, who get beaten quickly. Of course they do. And so now Ziggler and Roode have run through 3 teams, and there's only one left, and it's Heavy Machinery, who are the SmackDown team. And this is so freaking backwards, because you have Roode and Ziggler, who are the heels, I'm assuming, go through the gauntlet. And they've run through 3 straight teams, and they're going for the 4th to win the match. And then the baby faces are the ones coming in to try to put an end to it. It's supposed to be the other way around, man. Like, you're supposed to have the baby faces. Like, you could have done the same thing and had Heavy Machinery get more over in the process. If you have them run through a few teams and, you know, get the crowd interested in Heavy Machinery possibly winning. But instead you do it ass backwards. And Heavy Machinery are trying to take out the fighting through the gauntlet Roode and Ziggler. So, Roode and Ziggler end up winning this. They win 4 straight. And, yeah. Last week, my title for the Raw review was WWE Sacrifice the Tag Team Division for Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. Now this week, they've already sacrificed them. It's already dead, but they just keep poking it and stabbing it some more. They took a non-team, threw them together, and now they are going to be challenging Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins for the tag team titles, which also mean nothing. And, you know, it's to the point, like, they need to just merge the tag team divisions. They're, like, the 2 sets of belts, they just can't support that with the teams that they have. And it's no man's land right now. Like, there's no really over teams at this point, you know? Like, the Usos, we haven't seen them for obvious reasons. The New Day, you know, they're always over to an extent. But other than that, like, you know, Heavy Machinery were put in the match against Bryan and Rowan, couldn't get the job done, and since then they've kind of been lost. Roode and Ziggler are just together out of nowhere. I mean, the Luchas, the Lucha House Party, whatever. I don't know why I wanted to call them the Lucha Bros, but yeah, the Lucha House Party. But all those guys, like, they're nothing, and they've been treated like nothing. But now Roode and Ziggler come in, not teaming together once before, just thrown together last minute. Ziggler being the guy who we've seen in the past, just like 2 weeks, destroyed by Goldberg in a minute and change, beaten senseless by The Miz, beaten by Roman Reigns, but now you put him in the tag team division, and all of a sudden he's better than all of them.